What's up, everybody? How are you doing? So, today we have a special guest, and we're going to be talking about relationships, microwave relationships, the dating scene. I have a special guest here. Her name is Miss ANJO. And she, is a friend of mine for a long time. She had her show on Bigo that she did. She talks about relationships and different things like that. And we were talking on the phone, and she just was talking about just the dating pool and how things are kind of weird, right, in this whole dating scene. And she said, I want to do a show that talks about like the microwave relationships, jumping into relationships, people kind of like moving in with each other quickly, without even like vetting each other, like you meet person immediately, let's go to Netflix and chill. So I'm gonna bring Angel up. She's here on the back chat, and I just wanted to invite her to the stream. Angel, are you there? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, Angel said I wanted to ask you for a little background on you, so my audience knows. Hey Peach Tea, how you doing? How are you? I wanted to, give everybody an introduction of who you are, and just give us a little introduction of who Angel is.
So my name is Miss ANJO. That's what I prefer to go by. I am originally from California. I just from my experience in relationships, I guess I've grown wise, I'm gonna say. And I'm not married currently, so
Okay, you have any children?
that's none of their business.
She has two kids too, so she's a mother. And so basically, yeah. So we kind of got into the conversation of relationships, Angel, in the dating scene. I know here in Dallas it's been kind of tough finding the right people to kind of
Yes.
start a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get an idea, like, what are your experiences? And you talked about microwave relationships. What is a microwave relationship?
Well, in my opinion, a microwave relationship is when you just jump right in. You don't know the person's name. Um, you don't even half of the time know their relationship status. Like, everybody's just like, hey, what's up? And then we go hang out somewhere, and next thing you know, they're doing it. And then you learn everything about the person after you've already made moves that
So
are.
do you think that that could be why a lot of people are seen narcissistic in a way? Because, like, you're jumping into a relationship with them without not knowing them, and so it might appear like the person might be not being honest with you, but it might just be that you meet their representative when you first start dating.
Right, right. Right. And if we haven't let's say been brought up where we know like or seen healthy relationships, then we're not going to know the I just recently learned about like a few years back about the representatives. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, when you first date a person, you're not meeting that person off rip. You're meeting the representative. Some people say it takes at least 6 months to actually really get to know the person. And I think that a lot of times we might be the person to move in with them like a month, 3 months into knowing them. Uh,
Right.
you know, you might meet a guy, and if you're hitting it off, well, I've seen people get married. After
I know, like we were talking about on the phone when I was telling you about the guy that just kind of popped up at my car door.
yeah,
Like the next day, he was like, "Where? Well, I'm your boyfriend," and I was like, "Oh,
right. And see,
I got a
that's
stalker."
right. And see, that's the thing is that see, people like they don't even think about the fact that you might have a person that has you think that you just ran into this guy, but this person might have been like stalking you the whole time. He might have been like watching you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And then you just happen to run into him, and then you start a relationship with him, and then he pulls off the mask. Well, I've been watching you that whole time. I was,
I mean,
I actually
he
just watched him.
he he openly admitted that he's been watching me, and he said it like there was nothing wrong with it, and I'm just like,
Creepy, right?
Is that like I'm like, am I overthinking this or is that not creepy? Creepy as
Yeah,
hell.
super creepy, right? But guys, hey, what's up? What's up? As I hear, how you doing? Um,
I
so
cannot am I supposed to see the comments?
you should be able to look and see the comments. They should be on the side. I'm not sure how it looks on the phone. If you're on the phone,
Yeah, I'm on the phone, so it
I'm not
might be
sure how
okay.
it looks. Yeah, if you go on,
Yeah.
if you look at YouTube, you'll see the comments.
Yeah, it's just I just noticed the difference though in like I don't know, just in the last 5 years how relationships have changed.
Completely. And also I noticed that actually when you go on dating sites, it's like they don't even want to go on a date anymore. Men just want to just jump right into what can
Right.
I come to your house? I'm like, dude, hell no, you can't come to
No, I see them as red flags immediately. If a guy is already like just kind of sweating me way too hard, I mean, some people like that. Me personally, I get a little creeped out, and I'm like, okay, no,
right. No, you
I'm
cannot
good.
my house. No, you cannot go. I'm not meeting you at your house. And
Right,
I'm
and
like, can we at least like show that you got like some like why are you even dating? If you can't afford to go on a date, then you should not be dating. If you
right,
can't
right.
afford to take me to a restaurant or take me or go so we go on a date, we don't need to be dating. You don't need to be going out and trying to be on a date with somebody. You know, you want
Don't you? I mean,
I prove that I paid for it, cooked.
if you think about it, don't that kind of like it almost is like creating a codependency in a sense. If you date some like where one is it's an imbalance. One is like even though we're not gold diggers, but he's financially unstable. So I'm supposed to now I'm financially stable and then you want to go to a park and eat something that you want me to bring because we don't have any money, right?
Oh no, or let's go to your house and we can just chill on Netflix and watch a movie. So I paid for the Netflix. I paid my Netflix bill
Yeah.
my house and watch Netflix on my TV that I'm paying for and the electricity out of my. You know what I'm saying? At least guys got to show that they're capable of like if you can't do a $50 date, honey, you don't need to be you don't even need to be calling nobody. Come on, let's go on a date.
Yeah, it's just having their priorities together. I've learned a lot, like I said, over the years, especially being like, because I've been single for 5, 6 years by myself. So just actually analyzing situations and realizing where I'm going wrong. Like, this is the problem. I'm not a mother, I'm a wife, right? You
Yeah,
know, I'm
yeah.
not a mother. I can't, I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm
A
not going
lot,
to take
a
care
lot
of
of men
you.
are looking for a mother to take care of them, and they want them because, and then they say, oh well, women are more, they're more successful, they're making more money than the men now. So a lot of the men that you meet will be more, unless you're like a really like if you really got it together, you're gonna be meeting like a lot of codependent. I know I do. I meet a lot of like
I
codependent.
mean, like, so for instance, some of the people that I've been watching through your channel, I kind of agree with one about her, concept of it because
Princella, you mean?
Princella, yes. I mean, I agree with her concept now, her and I mean the agenda behind it, I don't know, but as far as like we may be demanding them to do something that they're incapable of doing and that's why they just ignore. Man, this experience with this guy that popped up at my car, it would kind of shook me a little bit.
So what happened with the guy? So what happened? He popped up in your car, and what is
Well,
that?
I'm minding my business, listening to music on my auxiliary, just taking a chill pill. I just calmed the house, cleaned and everything, and I'm sitting in my car and he just popped up at my window and I looked up and I was like 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 serious. he caught me he caught me completely off guard, which doesn't happen often, but yes.
So
And
you,
then he just was like telling me like, oh my god, you're amazing and this and that. He wants to be a friend, but he's a foreigner, so we had difficulties communicating, right?
Oh, he's like
Me,
a country. Like, what country do you think he's from? Like,
he's African.
oh, okay. So he's probably from Nigeria or something like that, or some other country.
It it went all the way to the point that he grabbed my arm and was trying to pull me out of the car to make me come to his home.
What?
Yes, girl, I'm telling you, that's why I was like, what in the, and he kept saying like I'm not a bad guy, just like almost begging, and I was like, you're scaring me. Like,
Dude, social cues. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe he didn't realize he was crossing a line or crossing some kind of boundary.
you know what? I thought about those things too, but I drove to the store to, you know, I went to go get something to drink and just was like kind of shook a little.
Honey, I would
And
about to drove to the pawn shop, get a pistol, and come back.
right, but and you know that you saying
Go down
that
to Walmart, get a shotgun. Like, nigga, don't ever touch me. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know, but you know how someone squeezes your arm so hard that afterwards it's still like it feels like a grip still around your arm.
Yeah.
That's how he left my arm.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
It's
no,
like
this is not no cultural. This man is. I almost like I was looking in his eyes while he was talking to me, and I'm just like, are you really psycho and trying to keep your composure? Like, I was trying to read him, but it was just weird. I was just like, you know what? These women do need to be safe because they are wild. And I've never had no experience like that. It was really aggressive.
well,
But
you know you've heard of this thing called involuntary celibate. So men are not getting no hoo-ha lately. You know what I'm saying? So they're becoming more and more agitated because women are not giving it up to them. So they're beginning. There's like a whole movement called the incel movement, the involuntary celibate. So you gotta watch out because there might be some dude that ain't got that in a long time and he's all built up and pent up and whatever.
no,
And
get this, what he said to me. He said while he was pulling my arm, he kept saying, "You can help me. You can help me. I need your help." And I was just like, is
well,
it really that bad for men? I didn't know it was that bad, girl.
yeah, there's like it's too many. From what Princella said, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there's more men than women. So there's like and I remember where it used to be the opposite, right? But in certain cities, it might be the opposite. But there's more men that are out here than women, and a lot less men are having getting sex. So therefore,
Right. And
they're
I
becoming
know
aggressive in nature. So yeah.
Princella did mention about the testosterone, and I was like, wow, that's my firsthand view of a man that is like almost acting like a dog in heat. It was awful.
Yeah, so basically, and that's the thing is that when you got a person when you got men out here that are really like extra aggressive like that, and you might not even realize that these men are the guys like that, and then you jump into a relationship, you meet them online, and you
Right.
just you might not even know that he just like finished grabbing somebody's arm at the car the other day. You know what I'm saying? Put a whole
Like
bruise on
that.
my arm because he was so desperate. You know what I'm saying? And you meet him on POF or one of these apps or whatever. You know,
Right.
it
And
might be
and
a whole
um
stop.
I'm definitely not desperate, so I am choosing to be celibate because I'm just over it. It's
I've,
either,
I've been celibate.
like I was saying about pretty girls and big girls, like they just automatically assume that a female that is attractive wants the attention that she gets.
Oh, and they assume big girls ain't that nobody wants them. And trust me, I have plenty of guys that contact my big ass, and I don't care what nobody say. They be
No, I'm saying as far as them assuming people perceiving a person and assuming that because you're this way that you're interested automatically in this and you're not.
oh right, oh yeah, I'm a big girl, so I'm desperate, right? Or I'm a big girl, so I hear a lot of guys they'll just be very vulgarly sexual to me. They'll say a lot of since I am bigger, like when they'll say that they think I could suck more better dick and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think that actually men I really feel like they are. That's what they like is thicker girls.
It's creepy. It's creepy because, like I said, I had a person that's on my social media right now that contact me asking all kind of wild stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That's. I mean, exactly. That's why it's crazy that people perceive that because of how a person physically looks, that
dude,
like they can just read your whole
my
life.
600 pound life, my 600 pound life, they be having boyfriends with my 600 pound life. Come on now. They got
That's
more
what's
boyfriends
scary
on
though. They
600
like
pound life than
no, but that's what I'm saying. It's that serious. It's like that serious for a man that it really has nothing to do with the physical. Is what I'm saying. It's really them. It's just them.
I was
Period.
watching a show in Gambia, and there is a bunch of different, like I think, Caucasian women coming from Europe that goes to the Gambia. They be like in their 60s and 70s, and it be these young African guys, and they
Mhm.
will marry these 70-year-old women and be like, yes, I love her. You know what I'm saying? I love her. She is my wife. I'm like, what? I love her. I'm like, what? This one dude built a. I was watching this documentary. The one dude built a whole house for his wife that was from like Germany, and I'm not sure if she was giving him the money and gave him that it's a money grab, but it's wild. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's wild out here. It's a shortage of men, and men are just getting whatever however way they can. They going overseas to Brazil and other uh, places and tricking with the people in different countries. You know, you think you
Well,
got to do you think you dating somebody and y'all cool. Next thing you know, they jump on a plane and you think that he gonna be hanging out with his buddies and he's tricking off all his money in Brazil for $100 and you get like a knockout. You know what I'm saying? Dominican Republic, all that. You give them $100, you good probably for the week. You know what I'm saying?
really?
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend of mine today. And he was talking about how he went to Dominican Republic and had a
Well,
blast.
I definitely I have I have been that type of person that puts all in my relationships, whether it be in a relationship with a platonic relationship or a romantic one. I just have always been that way. So I have learned that take some time and get to know the person before you deal with them. Because
Right.
it be secret enemies, you know. When I say enemy, like they're secretly have an agenda, you know.
Well, a lot of guys, it's crazy that if what you know, once you get with them, it becomes like a thing of how they can start beginning to control what you're doing. You know,
Yeah, I've
control
had that experience too.
control your situation, and that's crazy. So yeah.
She said control the earth. But no, definitely I have noticed that actually it's not too bad over here by myself. I've realized that actually I've gotten further when I was single than I have when I was not.
I think I've gotten further when I was single too. I think, man, they got this thing where they show a person when they like, was single and having a good time, and then they show them when they after they start dating, and they show the before and after picture and how they look. They just look run down. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it might be a thing, a new thing. I don't know. Because like to me, I don't. I since I've done my year and way, I don't have any desire. You know what I'm saying? I've had people approach me, but I'm just like, nah. Nah,
Right, you focus on your
I
bag
am the
now.
queen of jumping into relationships with people and moving them in and all that kind of stuff. I'm like the moving queen. Trust
I
me.
mean, I really feel like getting to know each other. Communication rules the nation. If you don't know what's going on, I mean, it eliminates a lot of drama if you take your time to figure out and observe who you're dealing with first.
Hell, you could do all that, and they still could be off they rocker and crazy. But I think you should take the time to get to know the person. Definitely, don't jump into relationships quickly and just immediately move in. this, that, the other. I think who else is really known for doing that is lesbians. I hear a lot about female couples that they meet each other one day and then they move in with each other the next. I've heard that. So, right, quiet, silence. Yes, yes, yes. Can me and you get a to understand in our names? Probably tomorrow.
I think you lost me for a minute. My bad.
I lost you.
Yeah, I could. I was talking, but you can hear me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did lose you. You must have been on mute.
I may have been. Yeah.
Okay, repeat what you said.
Oh no, I was in agreement with what you were saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like after getting to know them, they still end up sometimes being off the rocker.
Crazy as a bed bug. And
Mm.
my situation actually brought me down here. I didn't really notice that this person was as crazy as they were until they got me down here.
Oh right. Oh right.
You know what
Okay.
I'm
I
saying?
know
So
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
exactly. So a lot of times people be putting on a fake mask on, or if you're going through some trauma, you might not recognize the mask because you're too
Ignoring the red flags. Yeah. Trying to be
you get
there.
too wrapped up in what the person is showing you, but not what they're telling, what their actions are. They might be saying a lot of things, but their actions might be opposite of what they're saying. And if you're not paying attention to that, then you can end up quickly jumping into a relationship, and then, like I said, next thing you know, you'll be in Dallas, Texas, moving a whole across town, across state lines.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm actually glad I made the move. I actually did the research before I moved down here, but it was definitely a guy that convinced me to like move down here.
It was what?
It was a guy that convinced me to move down here. He was like, you're in Detroit, you reached the ceiling on what you're going to accomplish, and so
Yeah. So what?
once I
Pretty
got
much.
here, I was isolated. So I was actually so that he could do whatever he wanted to, treat me however he wanted to, right? So because I didn't have anyone to like protect me, because if he would have did the same stuff that he did here in Detroit, I probably would have had somebody kill his behind. No, I wouldn't have. I'm just joking. But he would have been hurt real bad.
But it ultimately worked out in your favor though, because you
Yes,
did.
it worked out in my favor. So God is good. But knowing my temperament and the people I had around me when I was in Detroit, it probably would have ended completely different. I probably would have been in prison. The
Right.
stuff that he pulled, you know what I'm saying? The things that he pulled, come on now, that would not have flown if I was in Michigan, But I think that things all happen for a reason. I heard, I think I watched something where it says about when you have something that happens in your life or whatever that goes wrong. There's no such thing as no. The universe does never say no.
Wait, say it again. When something goes wrong in your life,
It's just a pathway. It's never that you're being shut down. It's more like that's just a different.
it's working in your for
It's
you, right?
working in your favor. Like so, you might think that you've heard that this door closed, but it's because you're not supposed to take that way. You're supposed. This is the route you're supposed to go.
Right.
You're not supposed to go that way. So that door closed. That wasn't the one. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't supposed to. So you don't feel
I feel like that is exactly like how I feel about the last situation I was just in, and I call it a situation because I feel like that's what it was. But
yeah.
it was definitely like I was not supposed to go down that path, so it was like every time we found a way, it got shut down.
Well, I have a hard time breaking it off with people. You know what I'm saying? I kind of keep people around longer than I should. It'd be all types
Right.
of signs that the thing should end, and I just, I don't know how to tell somebody, get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, and I think I've jumped into relationships very quickly over in the past. When I have been in relationships, it's been very quick. You know, like immediate. With like I
That
said.
microwave love, girl. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
And I think it probably also happens with a certain type of guy, especially the hobosexuals. These hobos, you know, that's broke as hell, and they don't got nowhere to go anyway, so they really just jumping from woman to woman. They done broke it off with one woman. They homeless, so they really they staying with their auntie, and they want to really get out their auntie's house. So they just be there. Oh, okay, they meet you. They know how to love bomb you to get the you
To
know.
get what they want, yeah.
Yeah, they end up they sleep with you real good, get you really all
No,
sunny.
they. I've been running into guys because me, I ain't trying to sleep with nothing, but they trying to study me. You know what I'm saying? They ask me 1,000,001 questions. I always notice that guy be asking you 101 questions about this, about that, and then you ask them like 2 questions, and they're like, "Oh, well, why you ask that?" Like, oh, now the private eye,
Oh yeah, they don't. Oh,
paranoia.
I met so many guys that wanna that let you talk, but then when you ask them a question, it's like no, they shut you. Like no, they're not gonna
Yeah, like
ask me no
it's
questions. I ask you all. But that's because they want to learn everything about you to use it against you, and you don't have any
right.
information to use against them.
Learn how to move, how they and you can either study a person and learn how they move so you can make them happy, so you can do those things, or you study a person to see how you can take advantage of the situation.
And manipulate the situation. Yeah.
Right.
So I think
And
you actually have two different kinds of like dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? One guy's like gonna be that manipulative kind of dude, or you might have that like kind of just like dude who just don't give a you don't care either way. You just
right.
you know
Girl, and then you have the oh my the hood street man.
right. I've had that. I've had that. My last one was that. That was my last one.
Right. like the
So he was a combination of the homosexual and the hood street and everything. He was
Wait, a homosexual?
the hobo is hobo, not homo.
Oh,
H.
hobo. Okay,
Hell, he might have been homosexual too. Who knows, man?
okay.
I think all men are got a little bit of scared they can't just
But the thing is, I'm weird. I'm open and I'm just like just communicate. Like I don't understand why all the lies and games are played to hide a secret that why are you keeping? You know, I guess
Mm-hmm.
because they, depending on their position and the persona that they play out in the world is the reason maybe, but I don't have time. Me.
I've been, I've always wondered about that church lady. Have you ever been at church and you see that old lady just sitting there, and she probably has not gotten none in like about 15, 20 years. And you always wonder, like, what's up with that lady, that old lady that's in the church, right? All she do is go to church every day. You know,
right.
at one point she was probably our age, and she probably felt the same way that we do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm feeling like, dude, am I ever gonna be able to like? I don't want to end up being that old lady at the church. I don't want.
Right. So you're open for a relationship right now.
I'm open for a relationship, but they're gonna have to have their shit together. At least like be on some kind of a spiritual something. I don't really feel comfortable sharing my body with a guy that don't. And then really, I feel like I'm like they're sucking my energy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be taking my energy from me.
Right.
Just like you were talking about with that guy that was asking me to send him his picture. Send him my picture. Like he wanted to like. I said I was getting in the tub, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well send put it on FaceTime or whatever." I'm like, "Hell no, I'm not putting it on FaceTime. What do you mean? All you got to do, you end up snapping a picture. That's how they're going. Oh yeah, all he gonna
And
do is hit that snap the picture button right as soon as he get a good click. You know what I'm saying? And then way past the time that whole thing, that whole interaction happened, he gonna be still looking at that picture. As you say, what draining my energy, right? Oh, Angel, did you get muted? Angel was talking about the fact that a guy could, if he like is actually looking at pictures of you in a sexual manner, and he's like
and
masturbating.
pulling on your energy, yes.
Yeah, he's like that. That's actually pulling on your energy. Explain that part about how guys can pull on your energy. And that's another thing is that You know, a lot of times when you meet guys on dating apps and stuff like that, the first thing that they want to do is get pictures and pictures of you, right?
Right. Everyone's like, send a nude, send this, send a headshot. I need to see. Why do you need a picture when they have FaceTime or they have in person, meetups,
Because
locations where we can
they really like
talk
you,
to each
they're
other
probably continuously looking at that picture and
and
thinking,
whacking off and visualizing them doing things to you or
which
sitting
is
up and thinking about you all day and night, you know. And then you ever sat back and felt like drained and you don't feel like you were doing like you weren't doing a lot to feel drained, but you feel drained
right.
after dealing with someone.
It's because somebody then got like a picture of you that's jacking off to it and draining your energy to sucking your energy
Wait,
dry.
I'm like that was a
Is that
little.
what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? That them looking at your picture jacking off drains your energy?
I mean, I really feel like that's a form of pulling on a person's energy. Yes,
If they're
yes, it
jacking
is.
off, like looking at your picture and wanking
And
it off.
then you could even go deeper, like during Mercury retrograde, right? All these people start popping up out of the blue looking for you, and
Yeah.
you're like, what is going on? That's what's going on. Them
That's,
niggas is holding on to you. They don't want to let you go. Like the one that you were talking about that you brought out, that brought you out here. It
yeah.
was hard when it's hard to get rid of a person, or this hard, you like, I'm over this person, I'm not even thinking about this person, but they keep coming up in your mind. And
Yeah, that's because they're probably you looking at your picture and jacking off to it and sending out signals and stuff like that. sending out back, sending out.
or even just sitting up thinking about you all the time, like, or talking bad of you. It works in a negative way too, talking bad, you know
You know
talking
what?
bad about you all day.
And you know what? I seem to have guys in a cycle. Like guys that I've dealt with seem to like leave and they'll go away and they'll come back. They'll go away and come back, go away. It might be months later or like a week later or weeks. Every like once a month. I think each dude like I'll talk to them and then I end up rejecting them. They leave and they come back.
Girl, I used to think I was flexing. I used to be like, they all come back, and that is not a good thing though.
That means
I used to think it was
that
though.
means they're attached to
I was
you.
like, girl, they always come back. Oh, they can't stop thinking about me. That's not a good thing. I realized.
Yeah, no,
I've come to find out that
like
it's actually no good. Thank you.
is that
Please
like
forget
a
about
spirit
me.
tie or a soul tie or I don't even know what that is. Like what is that?
I mean, yeah, some of them are like, because not all soul ties are meant for you to be with them. It's just maybe something that you were supposed to learn through that experience or interacting,
One
you
guy
know,
actually
in that
gave
connection. I'm gonna say,
it's so bad that the one guy he actually him and his girlfriend called me on the phone,
right?
drunk as hell, talking to them, having arguments amongst themselves, but called me. You know? And then she'll call me too and get advice and talk about different subjects. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? This is crazy. Like,
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I recently had to ask myself, like, why do I even interact with these people? I mean, one, of course, we have history together and we have an obligation, so
right.
we're kind of like in a contract. But even then, I'd be thinking like, why do I have to deal with this man just because we have a child?
Yeah.
It sucks. It's one of the greatest choices, or the most important choice. I'm gonna say
Mine
one of is
I had a child.
who you try to build with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a, even when the child passes away, like it's almost like you still are connected to that person. So it's almost like that person doesn't ever go away. Like even though you are moving on with your life, that person that you even if that child passed away, there's still like a spiritual tie to that person. You know what I'm saying? So that's almost good. That's why it's really important not to just jump into relationships that quickly because you could end up pregnant and
Right.
then now you're like soul tied to this person, through this child because his DNA is running through your body. Because that baby is DNA. That part of that baby still stays into your body, even if you have a miscarriage or whatever. Like there's actually still stem cells from that baby within your body, and if his,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So it's almost like he's in my body, the baby's in my body. So therefore, there's always like a connection there. You know,
I know that's probably gonna
literally
be
like
hard.
there's a connection plug that just
I've never experienced it, but I know that's gonna be hard because even with it's like being in between a rock and a hard place because y'all aren't together. Then that's a definitely a life changing situation.
yeah. And then we experienced it together, right?
Yeah.
So I feel kind of bad, like the people are like, "Why do you answer the phone?" I'm like,
Right.
"Well, it's kind of hard to explain, you know.
Yeah.
As I can't, clearly he needs someone to talk to or something. He's going through it and he wants to talk to somebody. I don't know. It's weird. It's very bizarre. But sometimes he'll call from different numbers. That's half partially the reason why is because he'll call from a number. I don't even know what number it is, and he'll like call from different numbers to make sure that I answer the phone. Because I've tried to not answer the phone. Trust me, that's not going to work. These lookers are clever. They'll find. I've done that with other people too. Like change, like didn't answer their number. They'll call from another number, like unrecognizable. Oh, you trying to ignore my phone call?
Maybe
Yes.
that's his judgment for how he handles that situation. Karma.
Right, and now he can't stop. Whatever, I don't know, but that's where it gets back to. Oh, they always come back. It's not always a good thing.
Girl, yeah, I don't want him to come back these days. Now I'm like, I used to be like, oh, they always come back, like, oh yeah, because I'm, that girl.
Right. Oh
Well,
yeah. I'm
girl, now I'm like, don't come back, please. I'm hiding.
yeah, because they also be jealous. Like if you say you're with somebody and this that the other, they start getting having a, so you with some, oh, you got yourself. I'm like, what?
I recently, a friend of the guy that I was with, we're not even together anymore, and he's moved on with his life and remarried. And his friend was like, if you get a partner that he ain't having that. I'm like, what? Like sabotage for real. I'm like, are you guys like threatening me? You threatening me through a friend,
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I ain't got that to worry about because I'm gonna make sure he big and strong so he can whoop his ass if
Right.
necessary.
Exactly. Make sure he got the strap. So,
hmm
wait a minute. That sounded pause.
Well, at least not the type of dude to sit back and get punked out of his own woman. At least.
Right, right. But I said something that sounded wild. I don't. That didn't make any sense. What I just said. Yeah. I said make sure he got the strap, but that's like
Or yeah, or that. I mean, but at least some people have a strap and won't even use it. They still get scared or get handled and get it taken from them. I
right.
just need him to be able to defend me and himself if this man is crazy because he didn't say it. His friend said it.
So, what type of guy do you think you would like? Would you like a conscious guy, or are you more for a worker? I always wanted to be with a working guy, like that's like a hard worker, and I've gotten that, and that didn't turn out the best either.
I personally, I feel like I'm a hard worker. Now whether I'm stuck in a cycle or not, but I do want him to be able to match energy. At least be able to have the desire to build with me. We have to be in agreement
Right.
about that.
Yeah. I want somebody who's going to be just equally as confident, conscious. Either they have to be able to offer something that I can't do myself, right? So I want a guy
Right.
who's like a handyman that fixes stuff, and knows how to fix things. I don't need a
Oh
person
yeah.
that's
Okay. So I guess that's all I've ever dated. So I'm like, so there's guys out there that won't fix things. Like,
there is guys out there that if your car broke down, they'd be like, "Oh man, we got to call a mechanic."
See, I've always met guys that even like either the ones that will get down there and help me, or the ones that will just call somebody to help me and they'll pay for it. Those are the kinds that I mean, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna touch the car. I don't know nothing about it, but I got somebody,
Honey, I've dated some broke ass
someone
niggas.
that can get the job done."
I've dated a bunch of broke ass niggas. That's what I've dated. I'm the queen of the broke nigga. Like the
Right.
project, the project. Let me fix you. Like I need to help you. That's my issue. Is like I've always dated guys I had to fix in some kind of way. Let me help you. All that bullshit. Which stems, what I'm finding out now, is it stems from childhood trauma and
Right.
whatever. But I'm working on myself. I'm working on that. Whatever daddy issues I got, I'm working on them.
Right. That's all that matters.
That's why I'm not even dating no more right now. I'm just like, look, let me get it together. I'm dealing with my shadow self right now. I gotta do my work.
Right, because don't you think that like if you think about it, right? We are kind of like at least half responsible for the kind of guys that we're dating or we
Yeah,
were dating. So like it comes. I feel like it stems from that because then once you work on yourself, then you're on a different frequency and you're attracting different types of
yeah,
dudes.
yeah, yeah. Because I think that I track projects. I track people that need me, that need help, and this, that, the other, and that's not the best. I don't need to track guys that need help. You know what I'm saying? Even that other person that I came down here with, there was a certain part of him that needed help. Whether it be me helping him with his business or helping with whatever, it still help.
Right. So do you see yourself dating within the next, let's say, 3 years?
I do, but I don't think it's gonna be a person from America. I think I'm gonna end up with a foreign person.
Really?
Hmm.
I've kind of been feeling that way. I don't want to be biased to Americans, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna date an American, but I'm to the point where I'm just more open. My selections is broader. Like at first, I was more tunnel vision focused on. I'm attracted to the African American black male.
Yes,
You know, and I
I,
just kind of looked at like what is it, because I felt like I really didn't have a type, because if you think about it, all of them look different. Every guy I've ever been with, they completely look different.
right.
So I'm like, what is it that these Negroes have in common that I was attracted to? And I realized it's their mindset. That's what I was
Mhm.
attracted to, because they all have a similar mindset. So you
Right.
got to be careful when you're going for dudes that are ambitious and have a lot of money, because you know
I used to
it's
be.
an upside that he's a
I
hard
used to be
worker, but it's a downside too.
ex convicts, people that was out of prison and jail, and all kinds of wild shit. For some reason, I always thought that people that went to jail and prison were like the monks because they always seem to be more intelligent, which is crazy. But I
It
was
seems like
always
they get out a little more
attracted to
crazier.
guys who had like time in prison. That has been my life. If you've done 10 years or more in prison, I was the girl for you. Like you just getting out on a bed. You on parole? Come
Oh,
see.
I remember him. I had
Right.
to think about it for a minute, but yes, I remember him.
Right.
He
Let's
was
do
close
it.
to me,
Listen.
and so I felt
That
that's why
nigga
I never.
went back to prison. Dude. He got out. Like
Oh,
he had gotten. He was with the prison for murder. Got out after 22 years. Went back to prison for 5 years. Just a mess.
wow, wow,
Just a mess. But I'm telling you, like,
girl,
man,
investing in these Negroes, and you know what? Realizing that you have to invest in yourself,
listen,
like you
the
invest in them.
conversations you get from an ex-convict, I'm telling you, they could tell the best stories ever.
They
You
be
be
on the
entertained.
jail.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
they've been in jail, they gotta do their binds. They can sit there and tell stories for days. You'll be captivated. You hear me?
I call him the Casanova girl.
Dude, this guy, listen, you can get it. And they be fit and stuff. They be all fit. From, oh, man.
They be what? I didn't hear you.
They be fit. You know what I'm saying? They be working out in jail.
Oh yeah,
They be all fit and muscular and,
looking good, smelling good, huh?
right. Man, a dude fresh out of jail is like hell. But you got what you do is you don't stay. You gotta like get you don't move them into your house.
You know what? It's probably the D because think about this. They've been in there for a long time, so once they get a hold of something, girl, they was
Yeah, they do that. That's
baby
that.
oil and thighs and stuff. And
It's it's on 10 after that. It's right, at least for that first few months.
girl, and fell for the bait.
Fell for.
Literally ate the whole apple.
I had to, yeah, yeah. I think that's been three. Shoot, man.
You know, the best part of it though is that we're able to sit and have a conversation, learn from our mistakes, and know that microwave love is for the millennial, not not us.
Man, and you know what? Especially look, dude, a dude just getting out of prison and stuff like that is gonna try to microwave you. He don't want to microwave it because he can't get no job. He don't know where to go. He probably staying with his family. He gotta hurry up and get in your house. I love you.
I finally, I've been celibate for for some years. Well, I finally let a dude, munch, right?
Big mistake.
Girl, and when I tell you, I was laying there and I was like, "That's what the hell you get." And I was telling myself it was horrible. I was like, "That's what you get. That's exactly what you get. You should have stayed focused."
Right.
Because a lot of them either like don't be worth the time. Girl, I just realized it's so much better by myself. At least, at least until I get myself situated. Because I feel like that's when the person that if there is a person out there.
And then let me tell you something. Then if you let them do that and they don't really get to do the other thing, they're gonna be obsessed with you.
I didn't hear you.
If you let them do that and don't let them do the other thing, you know what I'm saying? If you let them munch and don't let them crunch, they're gonna be obsessed because it's almost like they didn't get to finish. It's like some unfinished business.
I didn't get that.
If you let him eat your hoo-ha and not let him get it in all the way, they're gonna be
Oh, right.
they're gonna be obsessing over you.
Really?
Yeah, because they're gonna feel like they didn't get to finish,
Mm.
and they're gonna have your whole smell and everything all up in their nose. Men are, they're like, so they're gonna be remembering that whole moment, that whole thing, and then they're gonna want to like. If you didn't let them do the other part, he's gonna be probably getting on your nerves after a while. He's gonna keep calling you unless you.
Girl, I already know he's definitely getting on my nerves, and it's crazy. I was just like, what? Am I sabotaging myself? Because, like, I already knew that shouldn't have happened because the man was already obsessing, and I was already kind of like not in. Like, he's just, I don't know. He's not my type, basically. And I don't know why I did that. Because I've realized that I have to have a connection. If not, I'm just not gonna. And then, it's a language barrier in the communication, even though we kind of teach each other. But at the same time, it's the language barrier.
Oh
That
man,
I'm
you let
what?
him do that. He's gonna try to do crazy. He was already obsessing, and you let him do that. He's gonna go nuts. Like man, you
See,
think
I
he's
like they have to stimulate my mind, and he's real quiet, and it's just he just obsessed. Like he just stares and just.
that's creepy.
But
Yeah.
he don't have that psycho look in his eyes. He just kind of like is like, "Oh my God, mommy, you're so beautiful. Like you're so beautiful. You're so."
Give me
I'm
some,
like,
give me some beautiful money. Give me some. How about that?
no, no, seriously. I can't even force myself to get into this. Like
I be like thinking to myself when they be talking. Sometimes guys will be talking to me, and I don't. I mean, first thing I be thinking about is give me some money.
you said.
Like,
You
I
said
don't
give you
know.
some money.
Give me some money, dude. Especially if they start talking about some sex stuff. I'm like, give me some money. You know, I
Right,
don't
because you
know.
probably done already help pleased yourself to me anyways.
Right. What is going on? What am I gonna get out of this? Give me some money.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, it was horrible, and I was like, why did I do it? And it just, I got to be into a person, or it's a waste of my time.
Right. You probably didn't even climb that. You're probably like, okay, you know, when you tap the person on the shoulder, like, oh, okay, that was good. That's enough. That's about it. Like, okay,
If somebody said, "What's
that's
up,
it,
tribe?" Who is that?
huh?
You know that person in the comments that said, "What's up, tribe?"
No, Zahir Sankofa. That's somebody. I don't know who that is.
Huh?
Somebody named Zahir Sankofa.
Oh, oh, okay.
Normally we'd have more people up in here, but you know, I don't have my microphone. It probably don't sound that good. Or I said that I lost my mic, so I don't know what she did.
How do you feel about these? What is that guy's name? Samuel. Well, not Samuel. Oh my God, I can't remember his name, but he said that
Kevin Samuel.
guys. He said guys that have their stuff together, whether the female has their stuff together or not, they don't want single mothers.
What if
So
the
he
guy
feels like
he's a single
basically us
dad?
going into a situation now, we would be a liability. That's why guys really just want to, in other words, sleep with us.
My thing is that I guess he assumes that these people don't have kids themselves. This must be a guy that does not have children. His damn self.
He has that podcast. I'm trying to remember. He
No, I'm
actually
saying is
was
that
telling.
if a guy's gonna say I don't date single mothers, but like, dude, if he has kids, it's like, dude, you're just as fucked up as anybody. Like, what do you mean? Oh, I have about 16 kids, but I don't date single mothers. Like, what? You
No,
know,
they're talking about. He was talking about a guy that doesn't already have kids. And actually, no, he was talking about both. I'm lying. He was talking about both. He was saying
I
with
don't
kids.
necessarily want to date a dude that don't have kids, especially if they're older. Because I'm wondering, like, what's wrong? Unless he got something wrong with him, I'm wondering, like, okay, if you don't got kids and you're in your 50s, what's going
Or
on?
it might not be something wrong with them. They might just not. They're not on no commitment type shit, or maybe they missed or skipped the
Well,
whole
they've been
phase.
in prison for like 20 years for murder or some kind of crazy thing, and they getting out and they ain't got no kids.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I think is how long was you in prison? When I see an old dude and he ain't got no kids and he looking buff, the first thing I think is
Or
how
they hiding the kids. I've ran into some people that are hiding their wife and kids and lying and acting like they're out here in these streets single.
that too. Would you
And
ever
you never know that they have kids because
would you ever do swinging?
huh?
Would you ever do swinging?
Would I ever be what?
A swinger.
Oh, a swinger. Um, I have went to swinger clubs before, but not really. It's not. It's just not on the top of my priority list right now.
I don't know. I
I
guess
mean,
it's
that's kind of the same thing as. Would you not say that's kind of the same thing as like what the carbonations are doing, or those people forming tribes and groups or
no,
whatever?
no. Swingers is like married couples that decide they want to go and get freaky with it,
But
but
they're not always married. Single people do swing and stuff too. It's just like they're open to sleep with. You know, they're open basically sexually.
I heard that Houston has a very huge swinging population, and that kind of can explain where all that syphilis is coming out of, because you have all that like like secret swinger clubs out there.
Girl, yeah, they not really secret though. Well, I guess they are unless you're looking for them. I mean, unless you've looked for them and you already know about them. But I've I met a he was a professional boxer and he took me to one girl. The reason why actually that he invited me is he said he couldn't get in by himself, and he thought of like a female he can bring that looked good, and then he brought me or whatever. Girl, but when I tell you, them men was acting like dogs, and he in there, and he had to tell like a dude, he had to tell the dude like, hey, she said no, can you back up? Because I'm like, dude, I'm only here because you want me here. Do
Right.
I have to really deal with this?
And I went to a swinger club with this guy, and do you know the guy ended up like body slamming this chick on the ground? This girl was like 6 feet tall. Like I met a guy. I met a guy on POF, and he was into the swinger lifestyle, and so he brought me to this swinger club. It was like behind like some bookstore. They were having a party in there, and it had like the movie going and all kind of weird stuff.
Oh wow.
And it was weird because like I guess like he knew everybody there, but there was this one girl because I guess all these people like know each other, these
Oh
swingers,
wow.
you know. And so there was this one girl. He was like, "Yeah, she's always here. She's always trying to overpower people and this, that, the other." So she began to wrestle with him, and I guess she's like 6 foot tall.
The
And
girl is or he is?
the girl, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Hell, she might have been a transgender. You know what I'm saying? But she was about 6 foot something. You know what I'm saying? And she was like wrestling him, like overpowering him. And he got up and somehow he reversed the move and slammed her onto. He like got her onto the ground and stood over her and held her head down to the ground. And while he was, I was like, "What in the
What?
dude?" They ended up kicking him out. I had to find another ride and everything back home. I was like, "What?"
Oh my goodness. That is crazy. That is crazy. This one was more calm. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it was like an energy of freakiness in there because everybody was doing all kinds of stuff. They had a stripper pole, it was all kinds of stuff in there, girl. And they were just, everybody was just sleeping with everybody. And then there was like the crew that I guess was just observing that I was with. Like there was other people too that, this was kind of laid back and they were like in a jacuzzi or chilling, sitting down, smoking, drinking, talking. And then it's just all kinds of fucking going on around everybody.
Right, just sitting right next to you. They might just be getting it in. You sitting there trying to have a conversation, and they just getting it in.
No, but
Yeah,
no,
so
because
man,
they had room. So this place
here's
was
about the
like
cowboys in the background, like, dude, oh my god.
no, this place that I went to, it looked like a regular little old school shotgun house, right? And it was in LA. And you go in and then you immediately go down some stairs and it's like a house, like a mansion built underground. Cuz they had like 15, 20 some rooms, probably more than that. They had a glass room in the center, girl, and then they had outdoors where you can go to the jacuzzi and all that stuff. It's an indoor jacuzzi. And like a bar and a stripper pole in the middle, and then like a bunch of like restaurant type booths, around against the wall all the way around. It was actually really nice and really creative, but girl, they were wilding in there. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go.
I used to DJ for a swinger party, but it was
Really?
mostly yeah. And when I was a DJ in DC, it was a club thing called Entre New, and they had this thing called Bound, and it was like a S&M party. So I would use to DJ. Sometimes I would DJ for that, but I was mainly DJing for the swingers party. Like I would DJ the part like the warm up before they get ready to really get freaky or whatever. I would like get everybody, I guess, warmed up, and then the other DJ that would come on and play all that industrial music because it was mainly a white crowd, so they wanted to hear like Nine Inch Nails and all that like weird industrial sounding music and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know that was interesting. You didn't seen a lot then.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of. I've seen people that I think they were actual real vampires. Like these people look like
Oh,
they were.
you were at like a rave type one, huh?
It was like a white. It was white. Like the guy who threw it was like he worked for NIH as an anthropologist. So his job was to actually like research the heroin addicts on that street. So he lived on the street, but his job was just pretty much to watch them for like a certain amount of years. And I guess we had a research paper about him. So he was like an anthropologist, and he was also in charge of like this whole like swingers thing, and a promoter, and so Like they would start off at the club like dancing, so you would think, okay, all right, it's just a they're just dancing and doing their thing. But afterwards, when the club was over, they would all go to his house, and that's when it really started getting whatever was going on was getting happening.
See, and I don't know if there's a difference, but there's like some swinger clubs that I've been to and known about that are kind of public. Like you can Google search and go on a website. But this one, the one in LA, was by invite only. You know, I guess these were like, I don't know what kind of people they were, but I know it was different people, and some had flew in from other places. Like it was that it's like a popular secret, you know, because it was like not a lot of people know about the place, but it was packed, you know.
Right, right. They flying all the way from another city to get.
Yeah, he had flew. The guy that I was with had came from Vegas, from Nevada.
Wow,
He
just to
was
be
a boxer out there. He was undefeated too, out in Nevada.
right. That's crazy.
Hmm.
Just to get freaky, like I mean, at what point? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, what else can you do?
No,
Yeah,
right? No.
you know what I'm saying? What else? What else? What more can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Girl, they say that's when people got too
I
much
mean,
money. That's what they
what level
do.
are
Is
you
they
trying
play
to get?
hard.
You gonna have to. That's not the right microphone. That's hilarious though.
So, would you ever go to a swinger club?
I've been to it. I used to DJ for them.
No, I mean, like, would you ever be a swinger? That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
Nah, I wouldn't want to be a swinger because it ain't that. To me, I'm not that like freaky like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be having a bunch of different people. I prefer to just only have one. I don't really need to sleep
I
with
just
all these.
prefer not to have a lot of people touching me. Like, I've went and I sat there, but I'd probably be described as like the not a party pooper, but the person that just went and watched, like a peep Tom or something. Because I don't know.
I
I
said
personally don't like a lot of people touching me. I don't even
when
like.
she told me she found my microphone. Look what she gave me just now. She said, "I found the microphone." I said, "Get on my
Oh, that's
nerves."
cool. Is that a background you have put up?
Yeah, you know, Jaguar
Okay.
said I was a black hole, so I wanted to show the black hole. So since I'm a black hole, like this is the black hole,
Yeah.
but a black hole with the galaxies within it. So she's a black hole. Okay, I guess. So I just put that on black hole.
Right.
But yeah,
Girl.
I found my microphone. I'm like, girl, if you don't go find my real mic, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm definitely so reserved when it comes to that I think you know about all like the most exciting things I've done, you know? Like
Right, right. You know, and listen, this has been the hardest like interview ever because I'm trying or discussion ever because I'm like holding back so much because I know
right, because that's when I was trying to word
if I
things
said
without
some
like
stuff
putting
and really
people.
like and really like get loose and really start talking about this, it could get real. People be like, "What,
No.
dude? If people only knew like the I said I DJ for swingers clubs and S&M clubs, so I've seen a lot of crazy shit. So,
Right.
but
No,
I'm
for
just
real.
me. I'm like, I mean, what level? How far do you need to go sexually for it to? I mean, if you gotta be a swing, you gotta like what? I don't know. To me, it's like what is going? Like I don't know. I don't know. I just don't get that.
And then the hard part is that you can't even like unsee it or unknow it. Like you know it. And it's hard
How could
to
you like? How could you surrender to somebody you don't even know who that person is and really be able to be relaxed and calm and let loose. You know, I don't know. To me, it's like what I don't get that whole lifestyle. I don't get the swinger lifestyle. I don't see how a person could just really want to be. I would feel kind of tense, you know, like I don't know.
I think that's their way of like playing or like having fun. But
Yeah,
the thing is, it's important who you let touch your body. So I prefer to stay about the mix.
yeah, me too.
But I think it's kind of like
I liked it back in the day because it was the conversations on the side. It was the you know you meet some interesting people. You'd be surprised who's at these parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, some very affluent people be at these events. You know, so for the social aspect of it, I thought it was cool. But when you start getting into the freaky side, I'm like, I don't really get just a team just hooking up with everybody. Like, unless I was like on high off something, maybe. But even I don't know. It's it. Maybe it's some drugs involved. I don't know. It probably is some
Yeah.
drugs involved, and I didn't even know it the whole time. Man, so we're reaching up on the hour, so we that I think we have a good conversation. We're about to hit the hour and 5 minute mark. So I was only going
We
to,
could if you want, do like a part two or something.
yeah, we can do a part two. I think it's cool. It's,
You know, we talked about the problem now, like maybe talking about the solution or something. You know, I don't know.
I
We'll
don't even
talk
know what the
about
solution is at this point because hell, the solution is just. I think it's just to be just by your damn self. Shit.
that.
You ever
Right.
wonder why Whoopi Goldberg is an asexual? I think she's. They say that she's probably asexual.
Right. Like friends with benefits and just live a single abundant life.
I think that's probably like the best bet. You kind of
Really?
get with the dude when you want to do it, and then you kind of get living. Well, 'cause I don't know, but maybe I might meet somebody in the future that might make me say, you know what, let's be together, let's live together. Da, 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 da. I don't know.
That didn't even sound convincing.
You know what? I don't. Yeah, like I think this last situation with this baby hurt the shit out of me. I'm like, dude, I think that particular situation has like scarred me. I think I'm still healing, so I don't know. And then the nigga won't leave me alone. That's also like, ugh.
Girl, we got to do a part two because I just two things that I would love to touch on is one, you like you said, that situation kind of traumatized you a little bit to where you're just like you're good. I grew up with my grandmother and she was kind of the same way, but I have like some things I want to say about that. And maybe we could do another. I don't know if you're interested.
we
If
can
we have time.
we can revisit this and do another one, and just talk. We can keep doing them. We can kind of keep going into these relationship things and have this kind of girl talk thing, where we just talk about this stuff because
Right.
I do feel like I'm kind of good. Like I just been I think I got so hurt, you know what I'm saying, that it just kind of just like put a bad taste in my mouth, So
Yeah, like you're defensive a little bit, but I
and
just feel like
like I said, the person is continuously contacting me. His side, his family. I'm still close with his family, so it's almost like even though I'm not with him, I'm still kind of like tied and in with. You know what I'm saying? It's weird.
Mhm.
Like
But it's almost like how they say, how they say like your exes come back during Mercury retrograde. It's almost like that. Like it's just you. Maybe
is it Mercury retrograde? Is it Mercury retrograde right now?
we're in the shadow.
Because he called me
But
today.
but I think that
His
it's
brother
like
just
we
made
have to
me
make
call. I was
peace.
like, oh my god. But
Like once we make peace with that situation, however that be, I think that it will go away. Unless it's supposed to be. You know how they say, if you let it go and then come back and then let it go and it come back again.
I don't know,
I
man.
don't know about that, but I'm like in that sense, I'm not practicing what I preach because I'd be like, girl, I'm, I'm gonna you. If they even find out where I'm at, I'm gone. I don't want it.
Man, listen. I find out like, dude, I have had people that I hadn't seen in years, and then when they find out how to reach back in touch with me, it's like it's almost like a switch goes off that is almost like the person never like was gone.
I feel like what did it for me was this last situation. It was just like y'all they got me fucked up. I have a point to prove at this point.
Right.
Hell no. Because with it for like just too much lying and manipulating and trying to figure and I have to catch myself now. I don't allow myself to go down the rabbit hole of trying to figure some shit out. Whatever, if that shit is confusing, I think I'm just gonna leave you alone, sir, because
Right.
your story's not making sense. I'm not about to go down the rabbit hole and try and figure out the truth because I don't even care at this point.
Right.
You might be telling the truth, but as of right now, this is too much for me. This is becoming a job. Even though a relationship is a job, but still, I don't need any more jobs at this point.
And let me tell you something. What I learned is if their family members say to you and pull you to the side and say, "Hey, let me tell you about my loved one," listen to them. Listen to their ass. You gotta ignore that shit. If they own family members say, "Hey, you might want to rethink this," you know it's bad when the family be like, "No, I don't think you." Like,
You said the family
yes, the family was like pulled me to the side, honey, and I was like,
and told you and warned you, huh? I've been warned
warn
by the
me.
family too.
Warn me.
That's crazy, and we didn't listen,
Didn't
huh?
listen, dumb as hell. Didn't listen. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up or whatever. So it's a 111, 111. So we gonna
Yeah,
end
it was.
it.
It was a good conversation. We will have to do it again.
Most definitely. Normally, there's more people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We gotta work on this. I gotta I didn't really promote it as good as I think I did.
Right.
I did put it out on Instagram. I gotta learn how to promote. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. It'll grow eventually. You know, I'm not really tripping off that. I think that we just want to have the conversation. People find it. People want to hear it. They find it. You know, and they listen to it. So.
Right.
All right, so
All
peace
right.
out, guys. Thank you guys for
See you
checking.
next time.
See you next time. Peace.